How can you tell this is a homesteading video? Oh, that's easy. Stuff's broken again. If you look closely, you'll see the cub cadet in its natural habitat. So, I may have been overworking this 20-year-old machine. Maybe. And you see this? These are all 8-9 foot tall saplings. And you see that? So this all used to look like that. And in fact, that back there was thicker than this is. But the old Cub Cadetto lawn tractor, it's been getting a workout reclaiming this. You see, we got saplings here, and I'll be coming out here with a chainsaw to do some trimming. But see, we're cutting in this area here. See, this is also indicative of what we're dealing with. See all that brush back there, baby cedar trees and all that. So that's what I've been mowing with that lawn tractor. Look, it's making good stuff. See this? That is good stuff. That'll mulch down, compost, suppress weed growth, do all the things that mulch does. But I've gotten pretty far, about 100 yards from up there by the road. I mean, look, there's my house back there. My barn's over there. So I made it pretty far, but the lawnmower, she done had enough. Something electrical. Shut up, chicken. The sun's out, Dad. I know. Thank you. But it was running fine. I bumped up against this little sapling here, and then she just died. So it's something electrical. Yay. Too bad I don't know any good electricians. ConcentricElectric.com. I see you, Mike. Yes, I know. This is a lawnmower, not a brush hog. But this is a bear, not a human. So, you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go get a chainsaw and trim this cedar tree up. See this cedar tree? She needs a haircut. Trim the cedar tree up so I can, my goal, just so everybody knows, when I trim trees, at a bare minimum, I need to be able to walk underneath them. That's just how trees should be when you're interfacing with them. In the woods, I don't care. But this tree here, see this? It's doing what a cedar does. See all these limbs down below here? It needs to get trimmed up to about here. Right about there. So I can walk underneath it, drive underneath it. Animals can stand underneath it for, for shade. So right now, that tree's a liability, not an asset. We give it a haircut, it'll be an asset. And we'll take those limbs, what I call arm wood, stuff that's as big around as my arm. We'll buck that out into campfire wood. And we'll have that for making an aromatic offering to the Lord during Sukkot. So, i.e. building a campfire and drinking a beer next to it. So, and Harmony and Grandma went to town to buy groceries. And they were gonna go register Grandma's car, but Grandma's moved her car one time in the last 6 months, and that was about 5 months ago. So her car wouldn't start because her battery's probably dead because it hasn't been running in 5 months. So I gotta run up there sometime today and jump her car off as well. But you see, look, the other side of this barbed wire fence here. See how open that is now? From brush hogging all that down? So now that area floods though. So we're not sure what we're gonna do in there yet. Depending on what grows back up, it'll probably be grazing area. And Miss Harmony's talking about planting an orchard out there, which I'm cool with. Although my biggest concern will be the four-legged animals trying to eat that. Both our domesticated livestock and our wild livestock, white-tailed deer walking around. So, and we got lots of black-eyed. Look how happy these black-eyed peas look. Can y'all see that? Look at these suckers. Yeah, we'll come the other side so the sun's not in our eyes. Look at this. These guys are going crazy. Very healthy, happy black-eyed peas. Those are the ones that we planted here. Then we seed saved and went right back into the ground with them. So this is generation 2. So they are already becoming adapted to this soil, which is precisely what we want. And you'll see there's a few dark green leaves in there. Those dark green leaves are pinto beans because Aspen got the pintos mixed in with the black-eyed peas. But look at that. Happy, happy, happy. So that's awesome. And then we got our brother DC's beans planted over here. They're just starting to come up. And we've got some green beans and wax beans and stuff over here. See these rows coming up all along here. And then over here, these are albinos negros, black beans. Planted right along there, just starting to come up. See little tiny green shoots down through there. And we got some peppers here. They're just starting to sprout. Y'all will not be able to see them yet. The camera does not have a discerning eye. And we've got some bunches of pumpkins coming up. Pumpkins and squash coming up right down there. See that? Growing up. And right down here, pumpkins growing up. Y'all are probably thinking, T, what are you gonna do with pumpkins? You know, you shouldn't carve jack-o'-lanterns on Halloween. That's pagan heathenism. I know. You know it's not pagan heathenism? Crack one of those pumpkins open over out here in this hayfield and wait for Mama Deer to walk out. And then, yeah, that's not paganism at all. As long as you drain the blood and don't worship the damn thing, not paganism. So, what am I doing? Getting a chainsaw and running my mouth to y'all. Roger that. Put the homestead on hold. Stand by, folks. I gotta go do work. It won't fit in my pocket. Stop it. It won't fit in my pocket.
No.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Some problems require more motivation than others. We are getting motivated. That would be good. Some biscuits and gravy would be good right now. Alright, now that we're properly motivated and we got some nourishment, you'll remember this chainsaw, the MS360. I got some new caps, which I think are going to cure the problem. I think, because this old cap down here, see this? No, y'all don't. But see this seal right here? It's all loose and floppy. It's not good. It makes it, if that seal is no good, then it can't pressurize the tank. If it can't pressurize the tank, it can't push fuel up into the carburetor. That almost felt good, except it didn't bite. There we go. Okay. So we're going to try that. See if that is the cure to all of our ails. I'm also going to replace the oiler cap while I'm here because this bar is soaking wet with oil, and when I took the bar cover off, I laid it here on the tailgate And look, this is all bar oil that was in there. So hashtag work truck, hashtag prepper truck. Do you even enter the world, bro? Y'all see that in another video. Okay, limbs have been trimmed. The security force is here. The Light Velociraptor Brigade. The MS360, that saw wants to run for like a minute and then stops. I don't know what's up. But the big boy, the 660, is running like a champ today. So praise the Father, that's cool. I haven't done anything to it since last weekend when it didn't want to run. It could have just been a stuck throttle though. I didn't tear it down, I was out of patience for it. But you see this cedar tree, I've limbed out up to here on this tree, which doesn't look like much, but there, right there, is about 8 feet off the ground. So, but you see all this, dude, really? You see all this brush, it's down here. That's the hard part of running chainsaws. It's not the chainsaw part, it's the brush dragging part. Then I took the saw and laid all this down over here, all these saplings, rather than mow them. And I'm doing this because I'm waiting for that to cool down so I can stand it up. It only weighs about 500 pounds. Do a good 500-pound deadlift and stand it up, and then figure out what's wrong with the wiring so I can turn the switch on it and then finish doing what I was doing. See these guys? Look at my pasture management team. If you look real carefully, where is he? Right back there is my boy kid. Run, chickens, run! Okay, cool story, T. Get back to work. Roger that. All right, I got this thing stood up. I'm down here, kneeling on the grizzly, looking at it. And I don't know what in the world I'm supposed to be looking at other than there's a rod that sticks out the back of this transmission box that you pull out to disengage the gearbox. So basically it puts it in neutral, right? So you can roll this thing around. And it connects to this doobobble here. And what I don't know is I don't know which position this is supposed to be in, but I do know that when the transmission box is disengaged, this gearbox rather, okay, so this is belt drive, right? This belt comes off the motor. You guys probably can't see that belt. That black thing right back there, that belt turns a pulley on top of this, comes off the motor. Focus. There we go. Comes off the motor, and it spins this way, and this box turns that motion into this motion, which turns the wheels. But when this sucker's in neutral, you can't start the machine. So I have to imagine that this thing popped out of neutral, or popped into neutral, because the bar that you pull, there's like a little finger hook thing that you pull on the back that drops it in neutral, is gone. So I see some baling wire in my future, and what I don't know is what direction this needs to be in for that to function appropriately so that I can turn the switch on this thing and it'll start. It's looking like a consult YouTube thing. I have no idea. There's supposed to be some springs down in there and some works and a switch and a something, and I don't know. So it smells so cedary right here. from all this dang cedar. So what I'm doing now is windrowing this brush into a pile like that. And y'all should be able to see right down here, there's a rope goes underneath there. I'll wrap around the top of that, hook it to the back of the pickup truck, and then pull that brush over to where we burn brush. And that rope will cinch up and grab that brush real tight, and the harder I pull, the harder it'll grab that brush. Y'all see that? Loop that around the brush, let off of it. But see, when you pull on it, it grabs, it bites. And then this'll, and drag that whole pile of brush, throw that loop around the ball hitch and drag that whole pile of brush. Just like that. It's a basic slip knot. All right, we're dragging brush. It's coming with. That's good. So we're gonna turn real wide and keep it moving. Always keep it moving. There we go. It's like skidding logs, man. We're skidding tiny logs or tiny trees. So we'll pull right up here. I want the butt end of the truck right there. Good. Back off to take slack off of our rigging. There we go. Put it in park. Here, we'll hop out. Disconnect from the mothership, as Nothing Fancy says. Let's see, we've got our bundle of brush right here, right up by the house. And I will cut it up and burn it right there. Why do we burn right here? Because I have a water hose right over there. And I feel much more comfortable burning brush when I have water nearby than burning brush when I don't have water nearby. So that's it. That's I think that's going to conclude our brush portion of homesteading for today. Man, thank y'all for being along for the ride. I don't know how exciting this was for you guys, but it's something. I think the point of all these videos is always to reinforce that A, you can do this. Where's the camera? Over here. A, you can do this. B, you should be doing this. And C, while it's not necessarily easy, it is very rewarding. And I hope it conveys to you guys that a little bit of hard work goes a long way. It really does. Like, I think it would be exaggerating for me and Harmony to get on camera and be like, we've poured our blood, sweat, and tears and our heart and our soul into this place. We just do a little bit at a time. Just every day we do something. You know, and as long as you just keep maintaining that forward progress, maintain that momentum, you're good. Just get out there and just do something every day to improve your position. You never stop improving your position. Never. So, and I mean, I've made the joke before, but by the time I get done trimming all these trees on this property, it'll be time to start over again. I'll be 85 years old out here with like a laser chainsaw or whatever the cool new thing is by then. Or maybe I'll have cyborgs doing it for me, I don't know. But there's always something to do. You don't get overwhelmed by it, you just do it. You just identify a target and hit the dang target. That's all. So I hope you guys get something out of these. I mean, other than watching me sweat and get frustrated. Oh, that's a story for another time, but suffice it to say, I'm not upset, I'm just very frustrated. Yeah. Anyway, y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. And the last thing I want to point out is there's lots of homestead channels and good on them, but everything is super scripted and it's neat and polite and it's pretty and it's just, oh yeah, fun music in the background, and hey look, baby goats, and oh my gosh, the chickens are so cute. And it's like, no, the chickens are a-holes. Okay, they're fun, but they're a-holes. And baby goats are cool, but you know what? If your enclosure cannot contain a 2-year-old, it cannot contain baby goats. And everything needs to be fed all the time, and everything always needs water, and there's always going to be trees to trim, and there's always weed eating to do, and there's always a spot that you forgot to mow, and something always needs to get planted or harvested. And this doesn't work, and that doesn't work, and I just fixed this, but it still doesn't work, and that's okay, right? Because the journey is the destination. And we will never be fake around here about that. The journey is the destination. The end goal is the doing of this, right? That's the point. The point is that it's doable, and that in the doing, you get better and the place gets better at the same time. Homesteading refines the soul. So, shalom and blessings, y'all. Love you guys. Peace.